Hi guys, welcome to another crochet tutorial with me, Laura, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make these fun two-tone triangle style granny squares, very traditional granny square. And these are super fun to make and super easy to do, and they're great fun because when you make more than one you can make lots of different patterns. You can put the blues together to make diamond shapes, squares, or you could have stripes, diagonal stripes. All sorts of designs. So for this yarn I'm using a cotton yarn. This is actually a Lamia yarn, bit of an advert for Lamia, premium hand knitting yarn brand, baby cotton yarn, and this has a yarn weight of 4, so it's like an Aran worsted weight yarn, and I've got two colours which are a blue and a funky green. And with that I'm using a 4mm G crochet hook. And yeah, so let's begin. Okay, so you're going to need two different colours for this pattern, and you can start with either colour. So in this case, the green or the blue, you can start with the green or the blue. I'm just going to start with the blue. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a little chain 4 loops. So let's get those, so focus on this instead. Do our little slip knot, and then we're going to chain 4. So chain 1, 2, 3, and 4, chain 4, then put your hook into your first chain, grab the yarn, bring it through the first chain and do a slip stitch, so bring it straight through the loop on your hook. And now you've got a little loop of your 4 chains joined at the beginning and the end, and into there we're going to work some stitches. And what we're going to do first though is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to count that as a double crochet, so that's in US terminology. So in UK terminology that's going to be a treble. And then we're going to work some double crochets or trebles into the centre of our loop. So we're going to yarn over, go into the centre, and bring the yarn through, and just wrapping it around the chains we're going to do a double crochet. 2, pull through 2. I'm going to do another one of those, so yarn over, go back into the centre, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, and that's our first little set done. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're always going to chain 2 between our little sets of double crochet. We're going to yarn over again and go back into the middle and do another 3 double crochets. So that's 1, and then another 1, 2, and then 1 more, 3. Then we need to do our chain 2. I'm going to do the first chain in the blue, but then instead of doing the second chain with the blue I'm going to bring in my new colour, so which is my luminous yellow. I will try and research these numbers because I'm not sure these labels match up with the yarns anymore. I've got them all mixed up. So colour LO45 it might be, I think it is LO45 and LO35 I think, so I'll double check that though in case you want to use the same colours. And just put the yellow, luminous yellow, over your hook, and we're just going to bring that through the loop on our hook, and then we're going to pull these down, and then we're working with our new colour, and that's our little second chain done. And then we do 3 double crochets again into the centre. So 3 more double crochets, or trebles in UK terminology. And I just need to pull that tail end a bit. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we're going to chain 2. 1 and 2, we'll do 3 more double crochets, all in that centre. 1, 2, and 1 more, 3. Okay, so we end up with 4 sets of 3 double crochets. We count those 3 chains at the beginning as a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to slip stitch into the top of our 3 chain at the beginning. So find your 3 chain, 1, 2, 3. Put your hook into there. Instead of yarning over with the yellow, we're going to drop the yellow and just bring up the blue and slip stitch with the blue. Okay, gone through properly. There we go. And then just pull the tail ends to tighten that in, and that's the end of the first round. So you've got 2 in blue and 2 in our luminous yellow, which I love this colour, so cool. Okay, so then we want to move on to our second round. So we've done that round first off. We've got 4 rounds in total for our little square. But you can follow the pattern. Once you get used to the pattern, you can just follow the pattern to make it even bigger if you want to. Then we're going to slip stitch over to this 2 chain space here. So we're going to go into the next stitch, which is our first double crochet, and slip stitch into there and into the next double crochet. Then we're going to slip stitch into the 2 chain space. Just put your hook into that big gap, slip stitch into there. Now we're ready to start our next round. Okay, so we're going to chain 3 at the beginning of our round. 1, 2, 3. Then we do 2 double crochet in our 2 chain space. That's 1, and then you can just slide them over. It's just in that gap, wrapping it around the chains. 2 double crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to do 3 double crochet in the same 2 chain space, because we always do 2 sets on the corner. So did I say 3? Yeah, 3 double crochet in there as well. So that's 1, 2, and then a third one, 3. Not sure if I said 2. It's supposed to be 3. Okay, so each one has 3 double crochets, except the very first one where we use the chains as a double crochet. Okay, and then we move over to our next corner this side. So we chain 2, 1 and 2, and this is where we need to split to the new colour. First of all though, we do 3 double crochet in blue in that 2 chain space. Okay, it's just wrapping it around the chains. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, chain 2, but we do 1 in blue, and our next one, instead of doing it in blue, we're going to bring up the other colour, just bring that through. Okay, so on the back, if you're like, you can either carry your yarn. I've done 2 different ones. This is where I didn't bother carrying it, and then I just pulled them across and then just tied. So these are going to be hidden maybe on a bag or something like that. So, or you can choose to carry the yarn, but you end up with this effect on the back. It doesn't show on the front, but it does show on the back. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. You could actually even just cut them and sew them in, so they're a lot neater. So that's up to you what you want to do. But I was going to pull it for this one for ease of the video. Okay, so once you've done your second chain, brought the green up, we're going to do 3 more double crochet in that same 2 chain space. So that's 1. Make sure if you are pulling it up from the other side to make sure it doesn't pull on your project. 2 and a third one, 3. Okay, so you've done 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Now we can move over to the other corner, which is nice and easy because it's just in yellow, greeny yellow. Chain 2, then do 3 double crochet in that 2 chain space. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 2 and 2. 3 more double crochet in that corner. Okay. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so it's just a normal traditional granny square pattern, standard pattern, but we're just using different colours to create different effects. And then we've got 1 2 chain space left, so we're going to chain 2 to get over there. I'm going to do the first one in the luminous yellow greeny colour, 2 chain space, do 3 double crochet after your chain 2, so 1, 2 and 3. And we chain 2, we do the first one in yellow, and then the next one we're going to bring up the blue. So let's bring up the blue from over here, bring that through the loop on our hook and just pull that down. Then we do 3 double crochet in the blue in the same 2 chain space. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and then at the very end we chain 2, 1 and 2, and we slip stitch into the top of our 3 chain. Okay, like that. And that's the end of our second row. Moving on to the next row, we're going to slip stitch over to the 2 chain space on the corner. So go into the next stitch, do a slip stitch, next stitch, slip stitch, and then we slip stitch into the 2 chain space. Okay. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we just do 2 double crochet in that 2 chain space. So 1 and another one in there. Because it's on the corner, we need to do another set in there as well. So we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and do 3 double crochet in the same 2 chain space because it's on the corner. So we always do 2 sets of 3 double crochet in the corner, so it turns into a square. Okay, now we've got one that's sat in, we've got a 2 chain space that's sat in the middle. So what we're going to do, we do chain 2 as normal, 1, 2, and we do 3 double crochet in that next 2 chain space, but just 1 set. So that's 1, 2 and another one, 3. So just 3 double crochet in there. Okay, just the 1 set. Then we're over to our next corner. So we're going to chain 2. Start off our first set in blue. So find your 2 chain space and do 3 double crochet. So that's 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so your first one's in blue. We chain 2, we do the first one in blue, and then our second chain we're going to do in the other colour. Okay, so be careful not to bend it like you need, to make sure it sits flat with your yarn if you're doing it this way. Pull the blue down, keep that loose, and then do 3 double crochet in the same 2 chain space. So that's 1, 2 and 3. And then we just follow the pattern using the luminous yellow colour. Okay, so then now we've got one in the middle here, so we're just going to chain 2. So we always chain 2 in between, then just 3 double crochet in there, just the 1 set. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and then over to our corner, so we do 2 sets in that corner, just in yellow. Chain 2 to get over there. Next 2 chain space, 3 double crochet. So you should probably got an idea of the pattern by now. That's our first 3 double crochet, but it's on a corner, so we need to chain 2 and do another 3 double crochet in there. 1, 2 and 3. There we go. Then we've got 1 in the middle, so we chain 2 and just do 3 double crochet in the next 2 chain space. 1, 2 and 3, so just 3. Then we're over to the next corner, so we do 2 sets, but we need to do the first one in the yellowy green. The next 2 chain space, do 3 double, oh no, did we chain? We didn't chain 2 in between. See, sloppy. Chain 2, always chain 2 in between. Then do 3 double crochet in there. 1, 2 3. Then we need another set in there, but we're going to join the blue, so we do chain 2, but we do the first one in the yellow, then we bring up the blue, just bring that through, make sure our project's flat, and gently pull the yellow, and then do our next 3 double crochet in the same 3 chain space in blue. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then we've got 1 in the middle, so we chain 2, just 3 double crochet in there. So that's 1, 2, 3. And if this is a bit fast, then do check out my beginner videos on how to do the double crochet or the treble in UK terminology, and then come back to this pattern, and then you'll be much better at keeping up. Then chain 2, slip stitch into the top of your 3 chain to finish. Okay, and that's the end of the 3rd round. And you could stop there if you wanted to, but I chose to make it just 1 round bigger. I think it's 1 round bigger, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so even just doing 1 more round, it makes the size look a lot bigger. So I'm going to do 1 more round, but we followed exactly the same pattern. So, and if you do more rounds after this, just follow the exact same pattern of doing 2 sets on the corners, and just 1 set of 3 on the sides, and then just do the 2 chain in between. So we're going to slip stitch over to the corner. Okay. And slip stitch into the 2 chain space, and then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we just do 2 double crochet, because that chain 3 is already a double crochet. So it's 1, 2. And then because it's on the corner, we need to do another set, so we chain 2 and do 3 double crochet in the same 2 chain space. Okay, and then we've got 2 chain spaces on the side, on the length. So we just do 1 set in those, but we chain 2 in between, don't forget to chain 2. And then do 3 double crochet in the first 2 chain space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2 to get over to the next one. 3 double crochet in this one on the side. Just 1 set. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so just do 1 set on the edges. Then in the corner we need to do 2. So we chain 2. We're also going to change colour. We do the first one in blue. So 3 double crochet in the blue. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2. We do the first one in blue. The next one we drop the blue. We're going to bring up the other colour. Okay, and just make sure that's flat. Pull that blue slightly, and then do 3 double crochet in your new colour in the same 2 chain space. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we've got the 2 sets on the edges, so we chain 2, do 3 double crochet in there. Not sure where that bit of yarn's come from. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain 2. My yarn's getting twisted. Make sure your yarn doesn't get twisted as you do this as well. So chain 2, then 3 double crochet in the next 2 chain space. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're up to the corner where we need to do 2 sets. So we chain 2 to get over to it, do 3 double crochet, chain 2, then another 3 double crochet in the same space. So 2 sets on the corner. Okay, like that, 2 sets. Then we're over to these edges, so we do just 1 set in those. So chain 2, do 3 double crochet in the next 2 chain space. Chain 2, 3 double crochet, two and 3. Then we're up to our next corner, chain 2, do the first 3 double crochet in the yellow, greeny, luminousy yellowy colour. 1, 2, and 3. Almost there. We're now going to change back to the blue. I'm just going to have to untangle my yarn because it's decided to just roll into my blue. But then we want to move back to our blue, so we're going to chain 2, we do the first one in yellow, and then we bring up the blue wherever my blue's gone. Just bring that through the loop, flatten out the work. Okay, and then just pull the yellow gently and do 3 double crochet in the blue. 1, 2, and 3. Then it's just the home run, so we're going to chain 2, 3 double crochet in the next 2 chain space. Just 1 set, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the next 2 chain space, and then finish up with chain 2 at the very end. We're going to slip stitch into top of our 3 chain. There we go. And that is our next square done. And we can cut our yarn wherever this is gone. So on the back of this one, what I did is I just pulled it from either side. So when you've cut your yarn, you can just pull that through. So what I'm going to do now, just to release the pressure a little bit, is I'm just going to cut down the middle of these and then hide my tail ends. Probably leave the very ones in the middle. So that releases the pressure a little bit. Then I'm just going to tidy up all these tail ends. Like I said, you don't have to do that. You can carry it if you want to, like that. It doesn't necessarily show through, can sometimes at the top there. Really depends on how you want to do it. So I'm going to hide all these tail ends and then I'll have my next square. And that's it. That's the pattern. So if you make lots of these, you can make some really funky patterns, very retro designs. And you could put all of them together like that. You could make diamond shapes, or you could have stripes like this running like that, so you can have a lot of fun. So you could turn this into a cushion cover or a blanket. It's entirely up to you. And I know what you're thinking, how do I join my squares? Well, I've done a couple of videos on how to join squares, so I'll put a link in the description below to those videos so you can go check those out if you want to. And if I haven't put the links in, then do remind me. I'll try and remember to do that. But there we go. Hope you enjoyed that little quick funky tutorial. I'll see you soon for some more crochet fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.